When you think back on indoor TQ midget racing in the state of New Jersey, no other venue has a more rich history than right here in Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. Since the 1960s, midget racing has highlighted the winter months, and we're back here in late January in 2015 for this year's Gamblers Classic presented by Lenny Sammons Motorsports. With me right now is one of the hardest working men in motorsports, Lenny Sammons, along with his sons Davey and Danny. They've been involved in motorsports their entire lives. Also the current editor and general manager of Area Auto Racing News. Now, Lenny, about 14 years ago, you remembered the history here in this very arena, and you had an idea to bring indoor midget racing back to Boardwalk Hall, where it began so many years before that, and here we are in 2015, and it just seems to be getting better every year.
Well, it sure has. The quality of the competition has just stepped up amazingly. I think we've done a lot for TQ midget racing. There's about 10 new cars built every year, and this year's competition is just crazy. I mean, guys that were in the A mains just a few years ago are not even making qualifying for the heat races. So, yeah, it's a pretty exciting deal for me. I came here with my father when I was younger, and we had the novelties here, so we sold them up top of the escalators, just as they're doing here tonight. And so I came here. We sold the programs and all that type of stuff. And when it went away, it was a sad time because there was no gambling in Atlantic City back then. And this town was dead. It was nothing but race fans. And now to be able to regenerate the show after this is our 13th event, and see all the people again in town. Last night we're Tropicana is our headquarters, and you walk through the bars and there's drivers and fans saying hello, and it's really become an all-season happening.
You know, I got to talk with the mayor, Don Guardian, here in Atlantic City about the indoor midget shows. He's been here for a long time, and he says this is the type of entertainment needed in the off-season to bring Atlantic City back to life, and you and your sons and your entire family of motorsports operations here have been able to do that, and it just gets better every year.
Well, I'm glad that they feel that way, because it was really hard to convince them to do that the first time, to get the first show in. And I wasn't the first person. Several people had tried, and luckily they took it and ran with it. The former management that was running this building gave us a chance, and it was real difficult. We ran our first race around the ice because they wouldn't take it out, and it was like a little Indianapolis where you had short chutes and guardrail on the inside. There was a lot of crashing. It took only really one or two cars to get together to block the racetrack, and finally, as time went on, they took the ice out. They saw we wouldn't hurt the surface, and it just continues to get better. And you know, one of these days we like to completely put the sold out sign on this building, and I think we catch the right day, right weather. Maybe it's this year. Maybe we can fill this whole place up. No
blizzard this year. Weather is always an issue when you come to Atlantic City in the middle of winter time, but I mean, we have huge crowds here, and they seem to be getting, even last night, what a great crowd for a Friday night here. And you've been able to expand this indoor series to different venues, trying different things in Providence, Rhode Island, Baltimore. Now you're back at Trenton for a couple of years going now, and it just seems like it's fun, and people are building these cars for these indoor shows purposely.
Yeah, of the 93 TQs that we had running this weekend, I will bet 75 of them will never race all summer long. They just run the two events all year, and that's really makes me feel good that these people have that kind of faith in us. And we've been trying to get them more races, but it's difficult. There's a lot of obstacles that got to be hoops you got to jump through to make it happen. And again, here the folks at Trenton have been really good hosts. Comp-Corps Spectacor is now running this building. It's only their second year. They're in Trenton. And they're in some of the other buildings that we've been trying to get involved in too. And there's not a lot of time to do many, but 3 would be what these guys were really looking for. And this year Hoosier Tire came along with a spec tire, and that's helped us in a lot of ways. And they are looking for that too. You know, they like to see more races.
We've heard this last question for you, Lenny. We've heard this event be referred to as the Chili Bowl of the East. Where do you see it going? Where do you see the future of indoor midget racing?
Well, again, it's just really hard to find more venues. The Chili Bowl is a one-off deal, and that's what this is. This is special. You mentioned Atlantic City. This is what the town needs, something different. You can go to a casino anywhere anymore and gamble. You come here to Atlantic City, a place like the Tropicana or Caesars, there's a whole lot more than just gambling. Last night, the quarter at the Tropicana ran into Ron Capson, one of the locations we were at, went to Carmine's, a great place to eat. It's just, it's a happening, and that's what the Chili Bowl is. I've never been to it. I understand that it is. That's what we're selling here in Atlantic City, and the tourism people are going to pledge to work with us a little bit more to increase the popularity. And I think once somebody comes here, they bring a friend the next time, and then 10 friends, and that's how this has grown.
Thank you so much for your time. Lenny Sammons, the man behind the magic here at Boardwalk Hall, going strong for 13 years after bringing back indoor TQ racing to New Jersey.